Michael McFaul is a former American ambassador to Russia. He remembers a conversation with Vladimir Putin in which, paraphrasing Putin, McFaul recounts that Putin pointed to his cheek and said, "Just because we are the same color as you are, you imagine we think the same way you do. We don't." And this is important, especially in the context of these ongoing peace negotiations, because in the West, we see peace negotiations as possibly the beginning of the end of hostilities, the end of the killing, and a settling down and possibly a long-term peace. Russia sees peace negotiations as part of their war effort. Let me explain how. Peace talks have strategic value for Russia. For one, peace talks can be used to erode support for Ukraine, giving Russia the opportunity to portray Ukraine in the eyes of the West as the obstacle to peace rather than Russia itself, which is the aggressor. Another opportunity afforded to Russia through peace talks is delaying military aid to Ukraine, as perhaps Western nations will see peace is on the horizon. Let's not exacerbate things by sending more weaponry to Ukraine. And of course that benefits Russia. And a third possibility, and I think this is what Russia is most hopeful for, is Ukraine being coerced into surrendering territory that Russia has not been able to seize militarily. And this puts Russia in a much stronger position for when, not if, but when they renew hostilities. Now, there are some who claim that the parallels between the current situation with Russia and Ukraine and the appeasement of Hitler in Munich in 1938 is overused. And yes, historical parallels can be exaggerated and can be overused, but this one just fits too well. And in 1938, Czechoslovakia, without being consulted, was compelled to surrender land to a maniacal dictator in the hopes that this maniacal dictator, Adolf Hitler, would keep his word and there would be peace. And of course, we know how that ended. Similarly, surrendering territory to Russia in the hope that Vladimir Putin will keep his word and bring peace is equally naive. In a rare moment of honesty, Putin stated Russia's foreign policy with the quote, "Tam, gdzie stupает noga ruskiego soldata, ta nashie," or, "Wherever a Russian soldier sets his foot, that is ours." That is how Putin looks at peace talks. This is not just a discussion in geopolitics or a comparison of cultures. It is literally a matter of life and death, because every single day for the last 4 years, Russia has continued to bomb Ukraine, targeting civilians for death and for terror. And this, while in the midst of peace talks with Western nations. It should be pretty clear to us where Russia stands on this matter. Now, the West has the means to confront Russia, but does not yet have the will to confront Russia. And so we're faced with a choice very similar to that faced by our ancestors in 1938. And that is, do we stand up to evil in our day, or do we let our children and grandchildren grow up in the shadow of our failure? The choice is ours. Thank you for listening, and pray for Ukraine.